Alright, just a quick update. I got the motor to work, according to the comments from TurboPrint3D. Thank you. You were correct. And I was not prepared for how correct you were, because I got it to spin. And using this, I even just put it at just a tiny bit, just like that much, just to kind of get it going. And perhaps it's because I used resin, which is more brittle, where it needs to be thicker. But it very, very, very quickly and very violently shattered. All of the magnet part left quite cleanly, actually. It sort of cracked right there, but almost a clean break all the way around. And yeah, safety first, kids, because I was not prepared. It smacked the absolute shit out of me. Even cracked a hole in my blinds. Nothing's broken. I'm not injured. But yeah. Perhaps buying a motor might be better, or printing out of a different material, or making it thicker is the way to do it. So that was an experience, and very shocking. Holy shit. The motor got really hot too. Nothing melted, which is crazy. But you were right. It was, I think, like, my initial thought process on it was correct. I just didn't know how to word it. You worded it way better. But it was pulsing faster than it could detect the magnets turning. So, like, let's see if I can simulate. So, like, let's say as this is rotating, it's pulsing so fast, so it's grabbing a magnet and kind of throwing it, but then it would pulse back around, and as this would come here, like, let's say, this is awful. This is an awful representation. We'll go with this one. So let's say this is a magnet, right? And it pulses one of the phases, and it brings it over here. And it brings it over to the second phase. It's supposed to then pulse again and bring it all the way around, and it's supposed to do this with all the magnets. But what was happening was it was pulsating so fast that by the time it would reach about over here, it would be already back around at that phase again. So it would then pull it back, and it would just oscillate. But then sometimes it would oscillate quickly, or it would have a little bit of strength, so it would throw it. And it would throw it again, and then it would bring it back, and it would throw it again, and it would bring it back. And TurboPrint3D, shout out, he was like, no, you got to get it spinning really fast. I've done this before. And I was like, all right. So I held it and really whipped it, and it finally caught up. The magnets caught up to the pulsing, and they I kind of wish I got it on film, but I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking, oh, I'll get it to work, and that way once I have it working, then I can film it. But then it decided it didn't need the magnets anymore. It just didn't need them, so it threw them. It threw them everywhere. And some of the magnets are shattered, and some of them are not. Some of them are in their housing. I'm trying to find all of them. There's one. Where'd it go? It's right here. But then, as you can see, there's like little pieces everywhere. These are all over my apartment right now. So anyway, possibly different material, maybe some FDM printing, because the resin printer, I mean, the resin is very brittle, and I knew that going in. I guess I just didn't think it would shatter like it did so quickly. Anyway, I've seen other YouTubers do it with PLA. I have PLA, well, that's BETG, but I have PLA Plus. So I think I'll give it a go with the PLA. I just don't like running this because it makes my electric bill higher, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So thank you in the comments. You were correct. And I will have to I'll have to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate how I'm going to do this one. So, thank you. And stay tuned for the next actual update on the motors and their build. Whether that means I end up just buying them. The point of the 3D printing was to have an integrated fan. An integrated fan into the actual rotor. So it would be like rotor with the magnets, and then on the magnet, like on the actual rotor section, there would be the blades sticking out of it. So that way just, it would be integrated, an integrated fan. That was the point. So that was the reason why I didn't just buy motors. Motors aren't that expensive. I just didn't want to buy them. But for safety reasons and for the sake of finishing the project, possibly, I may try the PLA version and give that a go with thicker wire. I also have smaller bearings, so I can make the coils a little longer, and I have thicker wire which will hold, which will run more current, and the spacing will be a little better, I guess. But yeah, stay tuned. This is a work in progress, and yeah, always pay attention to safety. I did not at all. Thanks, guys.